This is stage 2 of the school shop model. Now I want you to imagine what we're going to do is we're going to run a tuck shop. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down the wholesalers and we're going to buy some food and drink. This is indicated by the table on the left of the spreadsheet. What we're then going to do is we are going to apply, when we're selling food, we're going to apply either a discount of 10% or a surcharge of 10%. So the discount is going to reduce the cost of items, the surcharge is going to increase the cost of items. And what we're trying to do is encourage students to make healthy choices with their food and drink by discounting good stuff and surcharging the stuff that's less healthy. So we're going to have to calculate some new sale prices, which we're going to do in column I here. And that's going to mean that when we sell the bags of sweets, for example, that we cost, that bought us 20, that we paid 20 pence for, we're going to sell them for slightly more than that. That's going to make a little bit of profit. But in addition to that, when we sell, for example, raisins, sandwiches and fruit, we're going to lose a lot of money because we're discounting those. And what we're doing in this spreadsheet is trying to find out how much money we're going to either gain or lose by making these sales. So we're going to work through this spreadsheet, completing all of the little tasks indicated by the comments. Comments are the little red triangles. So on the left hand side here, we've got a table. We've got to finish this off in the same way we did with School Shop 1. So I'm very quickly going to do this. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing, because if you need an explanation, go and watch the video on how to do School Shop Stage 1 and it will show you. So this won't take very long to do at all. It's quite a quick little process. Oops, I made a mistake there. And what we should find is when we work out the cost of buying the food and the drink, it works out at £172.05. Now, over here on the right hand side of the spreadsheet, we're going to work out the sale prices. And if you put your mouse over the cell, it tells you what to do. Construct a formula to calculate the sales cost for the sweets. The cost will be the purchase cost in the purchase table. That means the 20 pence in column D, or in cell D8. And then we've got to multiply that by, then we've got to, add to that cost, the cost, which is D8, times by the surcharge. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But before I do that, I'm just going to get rid of the ribbon on this spreadsheet because it's in the way. So I'm going to auto hide it. Now, click on the cell, put my mouse over the cell. And if I click on the cell and don't touch the mouse now, I can start typing and I'll be able to see the comment. If I need to, I can just move my mouse back and have a look at the comment. But this is going to be equal to the cost of the sweets in the sales table, which is 20 pence. And then I've got to add to that the cost from the sales table times by the surcharge, which is down here, 10%. So I'm going to click on where it says 10%, and that's the formula there you can see, equals D8 plus D8 times by D33. So it's going to take 20 pence, multiply it by 10%, work out that that's 2 pence, and then it will add that to the original 20 pence, and I should get a result of 22 pence per bag. And there we go. Now what I can do here is I can multiply that 22 pence, which is what, by 50, and that will calculate how much money I'm going to make from selling the sweets. So I buy the sweets for £10, I sell them for £11 in total. Now what I've got to do is I've got to do a formula that's similar to this. It says here, use the fill handle to fill down for all the unhealthy products. So this is the crisps, the chocolate and the biscuits. So I'm just going to use the fill handle, and if I drag down and we look at the numbers, we can see that we buy crisps for 35 pence, we're selling them for 35, buy chocolate for 50, selling it for 50. So we've got exactly, we're buying and selling for the same amount. So that clearly shows us the discount's not being applied, or the surcharge should say. So if I click up here in the formula bar, you can see what's happened. The red cell here, which should be referring to the surcharge, has actually moved down, and that's because I didn't use absolute cell referencing. So I need to fix that mistake that I made, and if I do that, I can then copy that formula down properly. So I'm going to click up here in this cell here, click in the formula bar, and the thing I'm interested in is the cell down here that's highlighted in red. And if I look at the formula bar up here, that's D33, and I want this to stick to using D33. So I'm going to put a dollar in front of the D and a dollar in front of the 33. Stick to using column D, stick to using row 33. I'm going to press enter. And now, if I drag that down, you will see that it calculates the cost correctly. And if I click on the 44 pence for biscuits, they cost 40, then it costs 44, the surcharge applied. We can see it's calculating the result correctly. Now the cool thing about this is that if I click on that cell there and I do copy, so I'm pressing Control C, I can now paste that into the cell for Coke, lemonade and Fanta, and you'll see that these are being bought for 60, being sold for 66, which is exactly what I want. So now I'm going to do the healthy food, so we're going to discount this by this number in this cell here. So I put my mouse over the cell and it tells me what to do. And it says the cost will be the purchase cost in the purchase table minus the cost times the discount. You've got to remember to subtract the cost times the discount here. So click in the cell, equals cost in the purchase table minus cost from the purchase table, the 12p, times by the discount. And remember that before you can copy this down, you need to do the thing with the absolute cell referencing. So click in the formula bar, have a look down here to see which cell the discount is, and it's D31. And then we add dollar signs. We add a dollar sign before the letter and a dollar sign before the number. Press enter, and that's our formula written. So I can now copy that. I'm going to paste that into the other cells, or I can use the fill handle to drag it down. And I'm going to copy that formula and I'm going to put that into these cells here as well. Whoops, copy that formula. And then I'm going to paste it into these cells here. And there we go, job done. So now on the right hand side here, I've got this formula here. It says add a formula to calculate the cost of the sweets. I can do that, drag that down. So these are going to simply multiply the sales price by the number we bought. And we then want to sum that up just like we did on the left hand side of the spreadsheet. And then over here for the bottom table, we're going to do a similar kind of thing. We're going to multiply the number by the sales cost. We're then going to use the fill handle to pull that down, and then we're going to use sum to work out the total of cost of drink. Once we've done that, we've got £108. So now we can add this number here, the total cost of food, to the total cost of drink, and that will tell us the income from sales. So equals total cost of food plus total cost of drinks. They're these drinks are very popular in this school, obviously. £181.13. Now the profit and loss, the profit is the difference between this number we sell it for, the £181.13. We're going to subtract from that 172.05. I'm going to go over here, equals 181.13 minus 171.05. And we get a profit of £9.07. And if I press get score, as if by some miracle, I've got 46 marks, so full marks, and I'm ready to move on to, I can save this spreadsheet, submit it to the team's assignment, and I'm ready to move on to the next task.